Hi, I'm Jadrian with Not Jaded Co. and today I'm going to show you how to crochet these snake bookmarks. They are pretty easy to make, so if you're a beginner you should be able to follow along with the tutorial. It may get tricky when we get up to the head and then on up to the tongue, but other than that they're pretty simple to make, but I'm going to show you how to make them step by step. So what you need for this pattern is 3 yarn colors. I'm going to be using, I love this cotton from Hobby Lobby. It's a little bit thinner than Peaches and Cream cotton, but that would work as well. I've also used velvet and acrylic. That's the main body color. You will also want a tongue color and an eye color. Scissors and a yarn needle. And I like to use 2 different hook sizes. Since we're going to be working a lot into the foundation chain, I like to go up a hook size. So I'm going to use a 4.5 millimeter for the foundation chain, and then a 4 millimeter for the rest. I find it makes it a little bit easier to work into the foundation chain when you go up a hook size. Okay, to start, don't forget to start with your hook size that's up a hook size from what we're going to switch to later. Leave a little bit of a tail that we're going to weave in later and do a slip stitch, and then we're going to chain 41. So you've got your chain of 41. Don't forget to switch to your regular hook size. And then now we're going to work into, not these V's, but we're going to flip it over and we're going to work into these back bumps. It's going to give it a slightly cleaner look. You can go into the V's if you want, but that's how I'm going to be working into it for the rest of the pattern. So we're going to skip this first one here and go into that second one with a slip stitch. It's going to give them a pointy tail at the end. In the next back bump, we're going to do a single crochet. And in the next 2 back bumps, we're going to do a half double crochet into each one. Okay, now we're going to do an increase with half double crochet into the next 2. So let's do 2 half double crochets into this one for an increase, and then another increase in the next one. So for the rest of the chain, we're going to do kind of a repeat to make it a little bit easier. We're going to decrease 4 times, increase 4 times, and then repeat that for another 4 decreases and 4 increases. So for the decrease, I like to yarn over, insert into the back bump, insert into the next back bump, yarn over, pull through those 2 back bumps, yarn over again, and pull through all 3 for a half double decrease. And then we're going to decrease 3 more times. Okay, so that is 4 decreases, 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're going to increase 4 times. decrease 4 times again. Now increase 4 times again. And now you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 stitches left, and we're going to decrease 5 times. Okay, and this is what you're left with, kind of like a squiggly thing. And this is where we're going to start on the head. So we're going to chain 1 here, and then right in the top right here we're going to work 2 single crochets kind of anywhere there, but I'm going to pick this loop and that loop. One and 2. And you can leave this tail if you want, but this is where I like to weave it in, so I'm gonna kind of twist that in there, chain 1, and then I'm going to hold this along my work so that it gets weaved into the rest. And then so we're going to increase in both of these single crochets. Increase with a single crochet. So we should have 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to twist this over so that it gets weaved in the next row. Chain 1, turn. And I'm going to also weave this into the next row as well. We're going to single crochet increase in the first stitch, single crochet 2, and then increase in the last stitch. And then I'm going to leave that and cut it. It doesn't need to be weaved in too much more. Okay, now we don't have to worry about that. Okay, chain 1, and then we're going to do 3 rows of just single crochet. So there should be 6 in this row. So we'll do chain 1, turn, and single crochet for 3 rows. Okay, so we got our 3 rows there. I already did my chain 1, and then we're going to turn. We're going to single crochet decrease in the first stitch, single crochet 2, and then decrease in the last stitches. Chain 1, turn, and then we're going to just single crochet across. You should have 4 stitches here. Chain 1, turn, and then we're going to decrease, single crochet decrease in all of these stitches. So we'll be left with just 2 stitches. Oh, before you finish off the last stitch, we can attach the red for the tongue. I just kind of yarn over, pull it through, and we're going to weave those ends in later. But for the tongue, we're going to chain 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to start in the second chain from the hook and slip stitch 3. 1, 2, 3. And for the fork in the tongue, we're going to chain 4. 3, 4. Starting in the second chain from the hook, we're going to slip stitch 3 down that. One, 2, and 3. So we've got the fork there. Now we're going to continue down the initial chain. We've already went in through that one, so we're gonna go to this one here, and you should have 6. So let's slip stitch 6. And then see how you have these 2 stitches that you're left with there. You can slip stitch into that first one there, just to kind of even it out. We can cut this yarn. And now we're going to tie all these ends off and weave them in. So I'm actually going to tie these 2 together. I'll take my yarn needle and I'm just going to start weaving this up the tongue. And then the other piece that we tied off, we're gonna weave this into the head. And now I'm going to tie this piece off. So I like to anchor it into place. So I'm going to kind of bring it through to the back. I'm just going to pick a stitch to anchor it to and tie it off. Oops. And then weave it up the tongue. Alright, so this is what we're left with so far. And now we just gotta put the eyes on. So we're gonna thread this on. And I like to do them kind of close to the sides, kind of just in the middle there. I'm gonna pick one spot. And I'm gonna go down about a stitch, maybe a stitch and a half. You can leave it as is, but I like to go one more time, kind of make it a little bit thicker. And then can't really weave in this black color because it would show up through the body color. So I'm just gonna tie this off on the back side a couple times and then cut it. Just pull it really hard. Doesn't look terrible on the other side. So I prefer these to be, you know, look good on both sides. But okay, and let's try to match up the other eye. Yeah, I'd say right about there. And tie it off. I think I tied it a little bit too tight. But he is done. He fits right in. So that was all for this video. I really hope you guys had fun making your snake bookmarks. I really enjoy making them. They're kind of silly to me, but I actually made these because my sister-in-law requested some bookmarks for her kids to encourage them to read more, so I thought I'd make something kind of silly. My nephew's favorite animal is snakes, so I thought that would be the best thing to make for him, and he really liked them, and I made them for a bunch of my other nieces and nephews. But that's where I got the inspiration for these. But I hope you guys enjoyed making them. But also leave me a comment with any questions you guys had on the pattern, comments or tips. I want to continue maybe on a weekly basis making more tutorial style videos here on YouTube, but leave me a comment on what you guys want to see, tips, comments, recommendations, anything. But thank you guys, and happy crocheting.